So we're in the middle of a freaking heat wave, man. It's like, I'm talking heat, like 90s, mid 90s. So it's 7 a.m. and best working time is like 7 a.m. till noon, and then after supper till dark. At least outside anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna get after the box. I want to put the box together and get it up on sawhorses so I can finish cleaning up the outside, get it sprayed in epoxy as well. We also have a problem with pollen from the pine trees. It's turning everything in the yard green, including the box sides. So just overnight, I mean, a little breeze comes up and you can just see it coming off the pine trees like a cloud. So yeah, I'll have to get it inside to do the body working on it, and that's all there is to it. So might as well just get right to it, man. Okay, so got it up at a good working height. On this side here, I've got to finish off cleaning up my hinge pockets, and then I got to get up and underneath the roll on each side. So crusty there, we'll clean that up, and yeah, then it should be ready for epoxy. Also, it's just put together temporarily. I don't have the proper size bolts, so I got to swap them out when I go pick up some bolts. And yeah, it's getting hot already, man. It's already like 75 and it's still early. So anyhow, that's where I'm at. So I'm going to carry on cleaning this thing up. Okay, so this morning, got a text from a guy. I painted his race car. Perfect. Okay, let's try that again. So this morning, like I said, I got a text from a guy. I painted his race car, I guess about 4 years ago, just before COVID. 63 Nova, and it was cool. It's a cool car. But he's since sold the car, and he's got a bunch of parts. So he sent me a text saying, you know, he's got this stuff. And I said, well, I'll come over and take a look at it and see what you got. It's probably mostly racing stuff. But he did have something that I wanted for the 51. The valve covers I got on it are kind of, they're tin basically. They're not very good quality. I've been looking for a better set, so I picked up these. They're RPC. They're good heavy aluminum, and the car they were on, you know, that engine hadn't been fired since he put these valve covers on, so they're essentially brand new, just need a little bit of cleaning. So I'm going to use these. I think it's a huge improvement, and you know, they've got the built-in load spreaders and everything else. Just a good heavy valve cover. So yeah, it was a good score. Got them for about a third the regular price, because I checked them out online what they're going for. I think at Jegs they were $260 US. So by the time I shipped them here, well over 300 bucks. Got them for $100. So good deal. So anyway, yeah, you can see I've been buffing on fenders and what have you, just trying to stay out of the sun. This heat is just killer, man. We're back up in the 90s again today. So I do want to get the box into epoxy tonight when it cools off. Hopefully before the rain, because they say that it might rain. 20% chance, but we'll see. If I have to, I'll cover the box up with a tarp. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and try and get it sprayed. So there you go. Okay, so got the all rest done. I just got this to do. For the main part, I'm using this guy here, 3M Scotch-Brite, and you know. It takes it off pretty quick, and then to get it in right into the corners where that won't reach, I use this little guy here. It's you know, those little twist-on jobbies. Picked up a bag of 50 of these for like 25 bucks. They don't last a long time, but they do a really good job. So So, as you can see, it gets right into the corners and it'll get right up in there. So, yeah, handy little tool. Probably going to use that as well to get up underneath this roll here. And that should finish it off. It'll be ready for epoxy. But it's getting a little too hot for me right now out in the sun. So, yeah, I'm going to take it inside and get back on buffing those fenders. So there you go, 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 35, almost 36 degrees Celsius. It's freaking hot. Okay, so it rained for about 20 minutes. Nice little shower. So there was good and bad. I had to dry it off real quick with the rag and then go over it with the air. Make sure it was good and dry, and good thing is it dropped about 10 degrees, so I was able to finish up all the cleanup. Couple things though, the humidity went through the roof, and the mosquitoes are just killer, unbelievable. So I'm not going to spray this tonight because with the humidity it's going to take forever to dry. Bugs are going to stick to it. This thing will look like a fur coat by morning, so I'm going to wait till about 10:30 in the morning when it warms up to about 65 and shoot it then. Another thing, I had this here was kind of tweaked downward, so I took a big ass pipe wrench and bent it up, and it cracked right here. So I'm going to have to weld that crack up. No biggie. Do that. That's the last thing, and then this thing is ready to spray. Man, I tell you, this is the box from hell. All right, so good morning. Next day. It's about 9:30. It's around 67 degrees. Kind of looks cloudy, but it's actually a weird color. It's smoke from forest fires, and you can smell it. So it's going to keep the heat off a little bit, I guess. And I'm going to get back on the box from hell. I got these two little cracks here I'm going to weld up, clean those up, and this thing is ready to spray an epoxy, ready for body work. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and get this done. No matter what I do, I'm always tangled up. Hopefully that's the last freaking welding I got to do in this thing. All right, so I cleaned it all up. Gun's loaded, and get her sprayed. Okay, gonna let that set up and give it another heavy coat. Call it done. All right, so I had just enough to do 2 full heavy coats. So yeah, it's already dry to the touch with the sun. You may have noticed I'm using just a cheap old gun. This is basically a throwaway. I'm not going to use a good gun with the epoxy. It's really hard on equipment. So now this one, actually, been using it for epoxy for almost a year. That's a long time, really. And I think it's 1995 at Princess Auto or something. So can't go wrong, you know. New gun once a year, big deal. But yeah, the gravity feed one's a good gun. The epoxy will just chew that up. So cheapo. Okay, because I've got to let that box set up for a while before I put any putty on it. I'm going to get after finishing up buffing these fenders. There's not a whole lot to do. The main concern is this area here where it butts up to the cab. Because if I try and buff it after it's on the truck, it's bitch getting the buffer in there tight. So get that done here where it buffs up to the cab. The rest is not a big deal. I can hit it with a buffer after. So that's what I'm going to concentrate on. Get this dialed in so I can put the inner fenders together and get them on the truck and out of my way. But before I even put the fenders on, I've got a couple of brake lines to run and a few other little things. So that'll all be in the next video. So, you know, there's plenty to do. Yeah, I'm just going to wet sand on these and finish buffing them up for today. Call it done. And move on. So there you go. Okay, so there you go. The box now, it's, you know, by the end of the day tomorrow, it'll be ready to start doing the putty work on it. And see if we can't straighten that rippled up sucker. You know, it's got more wrinkles than I do. But anyway, we'll try and straighten it out and get it smooth looking. And it's going to take a fair amount of body work though, man. It's not going to lie to you, it's pretty rough. So, like not rough rusty, but rough bang to hell. Just beat to hell. Man, it's like a thick haze out there. You can taste the smoke and smell it. It's pretty strong. I don't know how close the fire is. I don't know. I haven't heard anything, you know, get ready to pack up and move or anything like that. So I don't think it's that close. I mean, last week we were getting smoke from fires in Alberta. It's 2,200 miles away. So, you know, whatever. But it is what it is. The temperature has come down a bit. It's only like 72 degrees right now. And it's coming up on noon, so that's not bad. You know, probably hit around 78, something like that, which is fine. I love that. But that 95 stuff, and that's too much, too hot. Yeah, so I guess my next thing is going to be get those brake lines and everything done so that I can put my fenders on the truck. That opens up a bunch of space for me because my inner fenders are in behind the truck. That takes up a big chunk of space as well. That'll open up the whole front here, and I can bring the box inside to do the filler work. Because, you know, if you mix up filler and you go out in the sun, it'll be hard on your pallet before you even get it on the box. So yeah, it's got to be inside to do that. You know, over half of my viewers are non-subscribers. So, you know, if you're checking out the video and you've seen it, you know, several different videos, please subscribe. You'd be helping me out. I'd truly appreciate it. Thank you. And those of you who have subscribed already, also thank you. And yeah, you know, if you're not doing anything else, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.